You thought American coins were the only hidden treasures? Think again, because the 1996 one peso coin holds a story so deep, so rare, and so powerful, it crosses oceans and eras. From forgotten mint marks to shocking collector value, this is the coin most people ignore, but only the smartest collectors chase. Now it's your turn to uncover the truth. The year is 1996, and in the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippines issues a coin that many overlook, but which numismatists now regard as a key to understanding modern coin transitions, political symbolism, and rare value convergence. The one peso coin of 1996 is more than just currency. It is history engraved in metal, shaped by power, driven by change, and molded under the legacy of two republics, with one vision: economic independence and national identity. To understand this coin, we must journey back, not only to 1996, but also to the origins of the Philippine currency system. We look at the American colonial period, when the U.S. first introduced centralized minting systems to the islands. This influence lasted decades, affecting the designs, alloys, sizes, and language on coins. The one peso denomination was born in this backdrop and grew under multiple political transformations, including independence from the United States and post-war economic restructuring. By 1996, the Philippines had already released several versions of the peso coin, but the 1996 variant stands out for one major reason: it was one of the final coins to feature the classic design of Jose Rizal, facing left with the inscription Republika ng Pilipinas, before a shift in metallic composition and imagery was introduced in later years. The design of the 1996 coin is rooted in national symbolism. Rizal represents the intellectual spirit and revolutionary soul of the Filipino people, and having his profile on the coin during this year carried deep meaning, especially in the lead-up to the centennial of Philippine independence in 1998. The coin was minted in copper nickel and has a diameter of 24 millimeters and a weight of 5.35 grams. Its reverse side features the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas logo, a powerful mark that signifies economic authority and national monetary policy. What's fascinating is that the 1996 coin was produced at a time when coin quality and consistency were under scrutiny, leading to multiple varieties and minor errors, which now attract collectors who understand the hidden value of anomalies. In-depth analysis reveals three major areas that make the 1996 one peso coin special: rarity, mintage context, and collector impact. The mintage figures of this coin are relatively high, with tens of millions in circulation. Yet not all coins survived due to the melting down of coins with higher metal value than face value and the shift towards smaller, lighter bimetallic coins. In the early 2000s, many coins of this era, including the 1996 version, were either withdrawn from circulation, lost, or degraded due to climate conditions, making high-grade specimens extremely desirable among collectors. Error coins from 1996 are another vital focus. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, weak strikes, rim clipping, and misaligned dies, which are not just technical flaws, but artistic accidents. Each of them gives the coin a unique fingerprint, making it a one-of-a-kind piece in the world of numismatics. For example, the most sought-after 1996 one peso error coin is the double strike, which gives the illusion of a ghost image on either side of the coin and sells for hundreds of dollars depending on condition. We also look at the role of the 1996 coin in currency transition. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas was reformed in 1993, but it took a few years to standardize and modernize the coinage system. By 1996, the central bank had started experimenting with design security and alloy composition strategies that would eventually lead to the new generation currency coin series, which would change the look and feel of the Piso coin forever. Thus, the 1996 coin represents the tail end of an era, and collectors often classify it as the last true traditional 1 peso before the modern bimetallic designs took over in 2017. Now we dive into the collector's market. The value of a circulated 1996 1 peso coin ranges from face value to about $1 to $2, depending on where. However, uncirculated and error coins fetch significantly more, especially those graded by PCGS or NGC in MS65 or higher A coin with a perfect strike-clean surface and sharp rim can attract bids from collectors across Asia, Europe, and North America, especially if it includes provenance, such as being part of an old central bank vault or private collection. We also explore regional numismatic events where the 1996 peso plays a surprising role in auctions for Southeast Asian currency. The coin is often used as a benchmark to compare circulation quality across years. Some regional collectors from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore actively pursue this coin, not only for its beauty but also because it fits a larger narrative of post-colonial currency development in ASEAN. Beyond physical properties and market value, the 1996 1 peso coin has cultural depth. It was used in countless transactions, from public jeepneys to street vendors, school lunches to church donations. This coin passed through the hands of millions, each carrying memories and stories, making each surviving coin a vessel of lived experience. The coin is a storyteller, and those who study it are listening not just with eyes, but with insight, curiosity, and respect. We then review public reactions to the demonetization of coins like the 1996 peso. When they were eventually removed from legal tender status, the move sparked nostalgia and frustration among older generations who felt these coins held sentimental value beyond monetary worth. This emotion added an extra layer of reverence to the coin's legacy, making it not just metal but memory, frozen in time. As we approach the end of this journey, we realize the 1996 1 peso coin was never just an object. It was a mirror of a nation in transition. It reflects the pressures of modern economy, the beauty of national pride, and the ongoing story of what money really means when it becomes a legacy. Today, the coin remains a favorite among those who understand its place in history, a bridge between past and future tradition and innovation. For those who own the 1996 1 peso coin, you're not just holding currency, you're holding the past of a nation, the pride of a people, and a collector's treasure waiting to be preserved, respected, and passed on. What if I told you that the 1 peso coin from 1976 holds more than just face value? It holds a story of power, politics, currency, evolution, and untold rarity. This is not just a coin. This is a hidden chapter of history, frozen in metal, a piece that witnessed the crossroads of nationalism, economic transformation, and the shifting tides of a nation that once stood between old traditions and modern revolution. This 1 peso coin was more than money. It was a symbol of Marcos-era authority, a tool of everyday life, and now a treasure for collectors across the globe. Why did it vanish from circulation? What makes certain versions worth hundreds, even thousands? And why is the 1976 year so critical in numismatic circles? The story of the 1 peso 1976 coin begins in the heart of the Philippines under the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos, a time when political influence and economic ambition collided in a nation facing immense transformation. The currency of the Philippines was more than a financial tool. It was a mirror of national identity, power structure, and societal change. The 1 peso coin minted in 1976 became a prominent artifact of this period, produced during the height of martial law. This coin emerged as part of a broader shift from paper money to durable coinage, intended to modernize the monetary system, reduce counterfeiting, and promote strong national symbolism. The obverse side of the coin featured the profile of Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero, who symbolized resistance, enlightenment, and independence. His image on the coin was not coincidental. It was a deliberate reminder of national pride during an authoritarian regime. while the reverse side bore the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines and the word Republika ng Pilipinas, all inscribed with strength and clarity. This design was deeply symbolic. It communicated order, state control, and cultural unity. The coin itself was struck in nickel brass, a durable alloy chosen to reflect both aesthetic appeal and long-lasting circulation capacity. The dimensions and weight of the coin matched the global trend of adopting standard metric coinage, which helped the Philippines integrate more efficiently into international trade and banking. The mintage of the 1976 1 peso was both widespread and controversial due to various minting facilities used during the time, including both local and foreign mints variations, emerged, some of which were only produced in small numbers, leading to modern-day rarity and high collector value. The coin's circulation pattern was also affected by inflation, which rapidly changed the public's relationship with low-denomination coins. By the late 1980s, coins like the 1 peso were often disregarded due to their low purchasing power, and many were melted, lost, or hoarded by collectors. The political atmosphere of the 1970s had a direct impact on coin production. Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law in 1972, and by 1976 the country was in the midst of authoritarian restructuring government-controlled propaganda, emphasized strength, unity, and nationalism even in coin design and distribution. The choice to elevate historical figures like Rizal on everyday objects like the 1 peso coin reinforced the image of a government steeped in history and national duty, yet it masked growing unrest and a collapsing economy. Inflation, corruption, and civil unrest defined the backstory of every coin minted during this time, including the 1 peso coins, which now hold silent stories of the masses who struggled under martial law. Collectors today value the 1976 1 peso for multiple reasons beyond history and politics. The physical characteristics, such as coin errors, edge varieties, mint marks, and preservation quality, have led to incredible spikes in value. Coins with die cracks doubled, dies off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions can fetch high prices on international auction platforms. What sets the 1976 edition apart from other years is its transitional role in the coinage system. During this year, many of the older coin styles were being phased out, and new minting technologies introduced. The mintage totals from this year were affected by political decisions, industrial constraints, and public resistance, which together resulted in a lower surviving population of high-grade specimens. Another important angle in the history of the 1 peso 1976 coin is its cultural memory. The coin is remembered not just for its physical form, but for what it represented to everyday Filipinos. It was used to buy basic goods, to pay fares, to donate in church, to reward children, and to be placed in piggy banks. It became a part of daily rhythm and ritual. It carried fingerprints of students, workers, farmers, and soldiers. It lived in pockets, wallets, church boxes, and school lunch tables, each coin carrying more than just commerce, but the pulse of a nation in flux. As a result, many people born in the 60s and 70s view this coin with nostalgic reverence, linking it to their childhood years and memories of a Philippines that no longer exists in the same form. The eventual disappearance of the 1 peso coin from circulation was a gradual process driven by inflation, economic modernization, and currency revaluation, as paper money became more dominant and smaller coins lost value. The 1 peso coin from 1976 was retired, reissued in different forms, and eventually replaced by newer designs and denominations. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas undertook major reforms in the 1980s and 1990s to streamline the currency system and reintroduce higher-quality coins, which resulted in older coins like the 1976 1 peso being demonetized or simply left behind by the economic system. Today, the 1976 1 peso coin lives in collector vaults, online marketplaces, and museum collections. It is examined for its numismatic value, treasured for its historical background, and respected for its symbolic relevance. rare mint errors, proof strikes, or uncirculated versions. In original condition can bring prices ranging from modest sums to significant figures depending on the international market. The value of a 1976 1 peso coin now depends on rarity, demand, condition, and provenance. The story of the coin is not just about how it was made or how many were struck. It is about how it moved through the veins of the nation, carrying the weight of its time in metal silence. To fully understand the 1976 1 peso coin, one must explore its technical specifications, production sources, political implications, public usage, economic shifts, and its evolving place in modern collector culture. It is a coin that stands at the intersection of history, money power, and memory. It offers insights into the larger story of the Philippines and its journey through the late 20th century. Every coin is a frozen moment, and the 1 peso from 1976 is a powerful moment indeed. This 1936 1 peso coin might be sitting in your drawer. Worth a fortune, uncover the forgotten story of a rare American Philippine treasure that changed history and could change your life. The year was 1936. The world stood between wars. The Great Depression still echoed across continents, and the Philippines, then a Commonwealth of the United States, was navigating its path to independence during this time of political, economic, and global uncertainty emerged. A coin that would become one of the most iconic pieces of American and Philippine numismatic history, the 1 peso 1936 coin, a symbol of alliance, a reflection of cultural ties, and a testament to the craftsmanship of a time long past. This coin was not just a means of trade. It was a representation of the American colonial administration and Filipino aspirations. It was minted during the Commonwealth era under the administration of President Manuel L. Quezon and Governor General Frank Murphy, two influential figures whose legacy would be etched not just in history books, but on this very coin struck by the United States Mint. The 1936 1 peso features their profiles side by side. It marked the first time Filipino leadership was depicted on legal tender within the American monetary domain, and it remains one of the few instances where two living men appeared on a coin during their tenure. Let us first explore the design of the coin crafted by sculptor Richard Lambert. The obverse side portrays the left-facing busts of Quezon and Murphy, surrounded by the words Commonwealth of the Philippines and 1 peso, with the date 1936 resting just beneath the necks of both leaders. Their expressions are stern, forward-looking, and evoke a sense of leadership during a period of transition. On the reverse side is the coat of arms of the Philippines, flanked by stars, an eagle perched above, symbolizing American sovereignty over the archipelago at the time. The artistry of the coin is both symbolic and technical, striking a balance between elegance and political narrative. Now we must travel back to the political background of this period. In 1935, the Philippines transitioned from a U.S. territory to a Commonwealth, a transitional government paving the way for full independence. This move was made official by the Tidings-McDuffie Act, passed in the United States Congress in 1934, which laid the framework for a 10-year transition, culminating in the formation of the Republic of the Philippines in 1946. Under this act, the Philippines was granted self-governance, but foreign policy and defense remained under American control. It was a complex relationship blending cooperation and control, and the 1936 1 peso coin serves as a reflection of that duality. It is important to understand the coin not in isolation, but within the broader context of colonial coinage during this era. From 1903 to 1945, the United States minted several series of coins for the Philippines, including centavos and pesos, all struck at U.S. mints in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. The 1936 issue was among the most unique, as it was commemorative rather than a regular circulation coin. Only 10,000 pieces were minted for collectors and dignitaries, not for everyday commerce. This limited mintage adds to its rarity and value in today's collector market. We must also look at the individuals on the coin. Manuel L. Quezon was a foundational figure in Philippine politics, a former revolutionary soldier and legal advocate who rose to become president of the Commonwealth. His vision was independence and modernization. He pushed for land reform, economic restructuring, and the elevation of Filipino identity. His presence on the coin signals recognition by the United States and by history. Frank Murphy, on the other hand, was a progressive American governor-general who supported Filipino aspirations for self-rule. He was well regarded in both nations and would later serve as a U.S. Supreme Court justice. The pairing of these two men on a coin represents a rare moment of mutual respect during a colonial era. When we examine the technical specifications of the 1936 1 Piso coin, it weighs approximately 20 grams with a diameter of 35 millimeters, composed of 75% silver and 25% copper. It shares dimensions with other silver pesos of the period, but it differs in rarity and composition. While earlier pesos were minted in larger numbers, the 1936 edition was always intended as a commemorative piece. This makes it not only a historical artifact, but a tangible investment as well. Now let us trace the journey of these coins from their striking in Philadelphia to their distribution across the Philippines. Most were presented to political figures, foreign diplomats, and coin collectors. A few made their way into circulation, but their value quickly exceeded their face value, and they were hoarded as collectibles. Many were lost during World War II when the Philippines was invaded by Japan and infrastructure was destroyed. Today, finding one in uncirculated condition is a rare feat and commands prices into the thousands of dollars, especially if graded by numismatic authorities like NGC or PCGs. The coin market treats the 1936 1 Piso with great reverence. Its value is determined by condition, mint luster, and historical provenance. A coin graded Ms. 65 can fetch several $1,000s at auction, whereas a circulated piece might bring a few hundred, depending on wear and detail for collectors. This coin bridges the gap between American and Philippine numismatic traditions. It is highly sought after by both communities and has become a cornerstone in Commonwealth-era collections. Beyond its market value, this coin is a gateway into the understanding of pre-war Asia colonial dynamics and monetary history. It is a snapshot of a nation in transformation, of a colonial relationship that was both oppressive and cooperative, and of two leaders navigating a complex future. It speaks to the power of currency as both an economic tool and a historical document, carrying with it stories of ambition, diplomacy, resilience, and eventual freedom. Through the decades, the coin has appeared in museums, private collections, and international exhibitions. It is often used in historical documentaries and educational content to illustrate the Philippine-American relationship prior to World War II. For numismatists, it offers a rare combination of artistic detail, political narrative, and scarcity for historians. It is a symbol of a pivotal moment in Asia-Pacific history. As we continue to dig deeper into the historical layers of the 1936 1 Piso, we must also examine the surrounding global events, how the coin was minted during the rise of fascism in Europe, the build-up to the Second World War, and increasing tensions in the Pacific. Japan was expanding its empire. American and Filipino leaders were beginning to plan for defense modernization and national unity in the face of an inevitable global conflict. And within that turbulent decade, this coin stood as a beacon of cooperation and preparation. The cultural significance of the coin cannot be understated. It appears in books, stamps, and popular media. It serves as a classroom resource and a national treasure. Its dual heritage connects generations of Filipinos and Americans, bridging gaps in understanding and history. It stands in contrast to modern coinage, which often lacks the deep symbolic layers of earlier designs here. We see how one coin can embody two nations, two leaders, and one critical decade. They say not all treasures are buried. Some are hiding in plain sight inside your pocket. Today we are unlocking the secret story of a coin that traveled through time, carried history in its metal, and became a rare gem for collectors around the world. The 1 peso coin of 2002 might seem ordinary to many, but behind its modest design lies a powerful history of national change, economic shifts, and numismatic fascination. This coin speaks of a nation's resilience of its people and the silent journey of currency through markets. Hands, generations, and forgotten drawers stay with us as we reveal the full life of the 1 peso 2002 coin, from its birth in the minting chambers to the rarest versions found today. This is not just a coin. This is a living archive of history, and you are about to witness every detail. In the early years of the 21st century, the Philippines stood at a crossroads, politically, economically, and culturally. The world was moving fast. The global economy was shifting. Alliances were changing. And in the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippine archipelago was facing its own internal transitions. And this period saw the continuation of a national identity carved into its currency, especially the 1 peso coin of 2002. This coin was more than just metal. It was a symbol of value, trust, and everyday survival for millions of Filipinos. Minted by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the 1 peso coin of 2002 became a staple in daily transactions. It was made of nickel-plated steel, a change from earlier compositions designed to extend the coin's life, reduce production costs, and resist corrosion. As the Philippines adapted to modern minting technologies, the 2002 peso reflected this evolution. Its durability and weight became markers of a new era in Filipino coinage. On the obverse side of the 2002 1 peso coin stands the bold image of the national hero Jose Rizal, his gaze focused forward, symbolizing vision, courage, and patriotism. His name inscribed in capital letters became a reminder of sacrifice and hope for a stronger Philippines. The year 2002, engraved at the bottom, marked the beginning of the coin's journey through markets, sari-sari stores, jeepney fairs, and beyond it, became a silent witness to everyday life across the islands. The reverse side bore the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, established in 1993 with its iconic 3 stars and a sun symbolizing unity, freedom, and sovereignty. The presence of this seal on the coin reinforced trust in the national currency and promoted a strong economic identity. The simple yet powerful design choices made the 1 peso coin easy to identify, functional, and widely accepted in all types of transactions, from buying a piece of candy to giving exact fare on a bus. What makes the 2002 version particularly interesting to collectors today is not just its age, but the variations in minting over time. Some coins from this batch were struck more cleanly than others. Some may show rare die errors or striking anomalies that increase their value in numismatic. Circles coins with off-centered strikes double dies, or rotated designs are considered collectible and in rare cases highly valuable depending on condition, rarity, and demand. This period in coin production also marked a crucial time when counterfeiting concerns led to tighter control over coin standards. The 2002 1 peso coin had to meet strict specifications for diameter, thickness, edge reading, and weight, typically around 6 grams with a diameter of 23 millimeters. These details are critical to identifying genuine specimens and distinguishing them from lower-quality copies or tokens. Collectors often examine coins under magnification, looking for minor details that separate ordinary circulation coins from rare variants. The presence of die cracks, planche flaws, and minting irregularities can turn an everyday coin into a sought-after piece, and the 1 peso 2002 coin is no exception. Every scratch, tone, or blemish tells part of its story. Every flaw adds to its personality. The 1 peso coin also serves as a window into the Philippine economy. During the early 2000s, inflation, trade, and local purchasing power all influenced how coins circulated and how often they were minted. Coin production numbers tell us which years had higher demand and which saw shortages. 2002 had a moderate minting volume, which means, while it is not the rarest date in the series, it holds historical weight and remains a crucial year for the modern Piso series. As we explore deeper, we uncover stories of coin hoarding, public reactions to coin redesigns, and the ongoing debate about phasing out smaller denominations for cost efficiency. The 1 Piso coin of 2002 sat at the center of this evolving conversation. It remained stable, widely used, and respected, even as smaller. Denominations like the 5 and 10 centavo coins faded from daily use. In collector markets today, the 1 Piso 2002 coin can fetch varying prices depending on condition, those in uncirculated or mint state condition, with no scratches, sharp rims, and full luster, are valued higher. Some specimens graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can go for several dollars or more, especially if they show rare traits. Meanwhile, circulated examples may be worth just face value, but still hold interest for beginner collectors. Continue this journey with a detailed breakdown of grading systems, coin condition categories, proper storage techniques, market trends, auction results, and even interviews with coin experts who discuss how the 2002 1 Piso fits into the broader world of global numismatics. The 2-hour deep dive will not only honor this humble coin, but help collectors, historians, and viewers appreciate its full legacy. Now let us dive deeper into how the coin compares with other versions minted. In nearby years, the 1 Piso series from the early 2000s maintained a relatively consistent design, but subtle changes in font spacing, alignment, and surface finish help specialists date and verify coins more accurately. The 2002 version in particular often carries a slightly stronger strike than its 2001 predecessor and is considered more balanced in terms of weight and wear resistance. Additionally, the global context of coinage in 2002 shows how nations around the world were experimenting with similar materials and minting strategies. Countries like Canada, Malaysia, and Mexico were also using nickel-plated steel and improving their minting accuracy to reduce cost and prevent wear. The Philippines was part of this broader movement, making the 1 Piso coin a representative of global economic adaptation in the early 21st century. We must also mention the role of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas as an institution of monetary authority. The bank has the power to redesign, recall, and replace currency, and in 2002, they made clear efforts to keep coins modern, durable, and efficient, while preserving national pride and trust in the currency. The 1 Piso coin was never just a tool for trade, it was a symbol of financial order, a representation of government responsibility and public reliance. Collectors today often build full-year sets of 1 Piso coins, tracking every variation across decades. Some create custom albums for display, while others pursue high-grade certification for resale or legacy building. This passion for preserving coinage is not just about profit. It is about storytelling, heritage, and a tangible connection to the past. Continue with us as we explore the market landscape, the trends of online auctions and social media groups where Filipino and international collectors trade, discuss, and celebrate these coins. We will cover how grading fees affect value, how to ship coins safely, how to verify authenticity, and how to distinguish between genuine mint errors and damage from circulation. Stay with this video as we break down coin anatomy, including fields, rims, edges, devices, and legends, so that even beginner collectors can learn how to identify coin quality and hidden gems. We will also share tips from veteran collectors on cleaning, storage, and long-term preservation without damaging the original coin surface. And finally, we will touch on the future of coins, like the 1 Piso of 2002, as digital payments grow and mobile wallets become more common. Physical coins may see reduced circulation, but their cultural and collectible value continues to rise for those who understand their importance. The 1 Piso coin is not fading into history, it is becoming a legacy. This is not just a coin. This is a forgotten piece of rare history. The 1999 1 Piso coin may look ordinary, But its true story hides shocking secrets, rare minting details, and collectible surprises that could be sitting in your old drawer right now. If you think you know coins, wait until you discover the hidden journey of the 1999 1 peso from the heart of Philippine coinage to the hands of global collectors. This story will change how you see loose change forever. The year was 1999, a pivotal moment in the numismatic history of the Philippines and beyond. As collectors turned their eyes toward Southeast Asia, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas was steadily advancing into a new era of coinage, and the 1 peso coin stood at the center of that evolution. The 1999 1 peso coin carries with it a story wrapped in history, tradition, national identity, and the subtle transitions that define an entire monetary era. The 1 peso coin, minted in 1999, is part of the BSP series, more formally known as the new BSP series, launched after the demonetization of the Flora and Fauna series that had run its course throughout the 1980s and 1990s. The Flora and Fauna series featured rich Filipino biodiversity. But times were changing, and the demand for more modern, durable, and efficient coinage systems gave birth to a new design direction. This new direction was embodied by a simple yet powerful approach to coin design, functionality, and production efficiency. The 1 peso coin of 1999 features on its obverse the image of Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero whose image symbolizes Filipino intellect, courage, resistance, and sacrifice. He remains one of the most important icons in the country's long and complex journey to independence and sovereignty. Jose Rizal's image on the coin was more than just a tribute. It was a statement about identity, nationalism, and educational progress. His firm gaze, chiseled features, and clean presentation offered a sense of strength and resolve that the nation continued to uphold. The name Jose Rizal is inscribed on the left with the mint year 1999 at the bottom. On the reverse side, the coin features the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, introduced in 1993 when the central bank was reorganized under the new Central Bank Act, also known as Republic Act 7653. This new logo was not just a graphic change. It marked a major financial reform era for the Philippines. The presence of this logo on the 1999 1 peso coin is crucial because it highlights a major institutional shift in the country's monetary policy and currency production strategies. The coin was made of nickel-plated steel, a sturdy metal combination that allowed for higher durability in circulation. This material choice reflected the practical economic considerations of the time, where high inflation in previous years and rising metal costs made brass or pure copper alloys less viable for mass production. The diameter of the coin was set at 24 millimeters with a thickness of 1.85 millimeters and a mass of approximately 5.35 grams. The edge was reeded, a feature that has long served both aesthetic and security purposes, making it harder to counterfeit and easier to authenticate by feel. The 1999 1 peso coin circulated widely in the local market. It became a part of everyday life, from jeepney fare payments to sari-sari store purchases. Yet as years passed, many of these coins disappeared from active circulation, worn out, lost, or hoarded by early collectors. Looking ahead, the coin was quietly replaced by newer versions in the succeeding new generation currency series launched in the 2010s. This transition phased out many of the earlier BSP series coins, and the 1999 1 peso started to become increasingly rare. What makes this coin particularly interesting to collectors is not just its design or era, but its position in the timeline of coin transitions. It represents a shift from older nationalistic imagery to more institutional representations, from flora and fauna to people and policy. The 1999 1 peso coin is often examined by collectors for mint errors like off-center strikes, die cracks, planche flaws, and weak edges. These minting anomalies are highly prized in the numismatic world, and some 1999 1 peso error coins have fetched high values on collector markets, particularly if they remain in uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated condition. Packaging errors and coins found sealed in original BSP rolls or bank bags are also valued much higher than average specimens. The coin's value in today's collector market depends heavily on three key factors: condition, rarity, and demand. A coin in poor condition might only be worth face value, while one in mint condition or with certified mint errors could be worth several dollars or more among Filipino communities abroad, particularly in the United States, Canada, and the Middle East. Old Piso coins, like the 1999 version, carry both sentimental and monetary value, as these coins represent a piece of their homeland. Many overseas Filipinos seek them out, not just as collectibles, but as heritage tokens, often gifting them to younger generations as part of cultural storytelling in numismatic circles. The 1999 1 peso coin holds a fascinating position as a bridge coin. It is not the earliest of the BSP coins nor the rarest, but it sits on the edge of change, making it essential for collectors looking to complete the transitional timeline of modern Philippine coinage. It bridges 2 centuries, 2 monetary policies, and 2 national visions. For some, the coin is a symbol of stability and economic reform. For others, it is a nostalgic reminder of the late 1990s and early 2000s, when life was shifting toward globalization and digitization. This is also reflected in the changing way Filipinos interacted with money, from physical to digital, from coins to cards, from cash to apps. The 1999 1 peso coin reminds us of that moment before everything changed in terms of production numbers. The BSP has not released exact mintage figures for every year of the BSP coin series, but estimates suggest the 1999 1 peso had a moderate production run, not the lowest but also not as common as the peak years of early 2000s. This makes it an interesting candidate for study and collection, especially in higher grades. Some collectors specifically look for the year 1999 to complete their decade collection or to pair with significant personal events like birth years, anniversaries, or important milestones. The numismatic value of this coin also ties into the legacy of José Rizal, whose writings, particularly Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, are still required reading in Filipino schools. His representation on coins has always been symbolic and meaningful, but the 1999 1 peso continues to be one of the last circulating coins to honor him before newer designs phased out his image. This adds an extra layer of historical and cultural richness for those who seek depth in their collections. This coin is also frequently used in coin jewelry, as its size and image lend well to creative expressions of patriotism, art, and design. A number of Filipino designers use old peso coins in pendants, bracelets, and keychains, bringing new life to old currency in creative and unexpected ways. In coin grading terms, collectors often seek MS-60 or higher examples from the 1999 batch slabbed coins, graded by organizations like NGC or PCGS. Holds significantly more value and can even attract international buyers. Rare varieties or error coins in these grades have been known to sell for over $10 to $15 or more in top condition. While this may seem modest in the world of coins, it is a strong increase over face value and shows growing demand for regional numismatics globally. Coin shows held in Manila, Cebu, and Davao regularly feature stalls or traders offering classic peso coins, and the 1999 issue is often discussed as a solid entry point for beginner collectors because of its transitional importance and rich background. Social media and YouTube have also fueled a resurgence in interest around coins like the 1999 1 peso, with channels showcasing pocket finds, hidden gems, and coin collecting tips. Many young Filipinos are rediscovering the value of coins that were once in their pockets, as children learning how to identify rare features, understand coin grading, and even start online businesses around numismatics. The 1999 1 peso coin thus lives on not only in coin albums and jewelry boxes, but in stories, communities, and educational platforms worldwide. It is more than just currency. It is a piece of national memory. A coin with character and context, a humble but significant artifact from a time not so far behind, yet full of stories that need to be told. What if I told you a tiny 2 peso coin from 1983 holds a story of political power, economic crisis, and hidden collectors' secrets that could rewrite what you think about Philippine currency? Stay with me because this rare piece might be the most overlooked treasure in your collection. Rare American coins, where today we step away from the usual U.S. currency and take a deep dive into a fascinating and mysterious coin from the Philippines, the 2 peso coin issued in 1983, a coin that many overlook, but one that holds powerful significance in the history of Philippine money. This is not just about how much it is worth today. It is about the storm of events surrounding its creation, the politics, the transition of power, the cultural identity, and how it became a collectible piece that many numismatists now hunt for around the world, especially in the United States, where foreign coin collectors are realizing the hidden value of old Southeast Asian currency. We start with the year 1983, a year of turmoil in the Philippines. The nation was under the long-standing rule of President Ferdinand Marcos, and the people were going through severe political and economic instability. 1983 was the year when opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. was assassinated, a moment that sent shockwaves across the Philippines and set off a nationwide movement for change. Amid this national chaos, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Central Bank of the Philippines, continued issuing coins, including this version of the 2 peso coin that carried more than just its face value. It carried the image of Jose Rizal, the national hero, whose name alone invoked a sense of Spanish colonial period to fight for justice, freedom, and independence. His name inscribed around the coin, his eyes seeming to gaze into the uncertain future of the country that honored him more than a century after his death. The reverse of the coin featured the coat of arms of the Republic of the Philippines, and the year of mintage, 1983, it also had the phrase Republika ng Pilipinas and the face value dalawang piso. The language, the layout, and the metallic composition were all designed under the supervision of the Marcos government, making it not just a piece of money but a tool of state communication, national symbolism, and even political legitimacy in a time when the country was nearing breaking point. The 1983 2 peso coin had relatively limited circulation compared to other denominations. It was part of the Flora and Fauna series, which included several other denominations that aimed to reflect the natural and cultural richness of the country, but the 2 peso stood out because of its size, metallic luster, and the powerful legacy of the man it displayed. Jose Rizal had appeared on several denominations before, but on this coin during this year, the symbolism hit harder than ever before. As we dive deeper, we must consider the economic state of the Philippines during this period. Inflation was high, unemployment was rising, and many Filipinos were migrating abroad in search of better lives. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, began to be one of the biggest economic lifelines in currency, including coins like the 2 peso, traveled with them, crossing borders and seas, ending up in private hands overseas. This is one of the key reasons why the 1983 2 peso coin is now commonly found in collector markets in the U.S. and Europe, especially among those who collect world coins, or coins from revolutionary eras. During the same time, coinage in the Philippines was being redesigned as the nation moved toward more modern minting techniques and explored the phasing out of higher denomination coins in favor of paper currency or lower-cost materials, thus making coins like the brass 2 peso from 1983 even more unique. This coin was one of the last of its kind before the government moved to cheaper metals and updated designs in the years that followed, particularly after the fall of Marcos in 1986, when the People Power Revolution changed the course of Philippine history forever. From a numismatic point of view, the 1983 2 peso coin offers collectors a rich array of interest points, including its limited run the national hero image, its historical timing during a regime that was on the brink of collapse, and its status today as a part of both Philippine and global coin collections condition also plays a massive role in determining its value. If you happen to find this coin in uncirculated or mint condition, it could fetch a significantly higher price than face value, especially if it has no scratches, dents, or tarnish, and even more if it is graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. There are reports that certain die varieties exist among the 1983 2 peso coins. Some have slightly off-centered minting, while others have variations in the shape of letters or placement of numbers. These slight errors make the coin even more desirable for error collectors who specialize in minting flaws. And if you own one of these rare error types, it might be worth a lot more than a regular specimen. Today, collectors value this coin not just for its face design, but for the story it tells. Every coin is a time capsule, and this one captures a moment when a country was balancing on the edge of revolution and reform, when its people were crying for justice, and when a simple brass coin carried the image of a man who once dreamed of freedom and died for it. José Rizal's face was not just on a coin, but on the soul of a nation ready for change. In the United States, many Filipino-American families still have this coin kept in old jars or boxes passed down from older relatives. It is often found mixed with pennies, nickels, and dimes forgotten, but powerful to those who understand what it represents. If you are lucky enough to find a 1983 2 peso coin in your possession, do not underestimate it. You are holding a story of resistance, colonial memory, national pride, and survival in the form of a small golden disc. Some collectors even seek full flora and fauna sets where this coin becomes a centerpiece due to its size, design, and metallic beauty. Online marketplaces show varying prices for this coin, from a few dollars for worn pieces up to $50 or more for pristine or error versions, and the value continues to grow as more collectors turn their attention to rare coins from Southeast Asia and the political narratives they hold. So what do we learn from this humble coin? We learn that even a small currency unit can become a symbol of something much larger. We learn that coins carry history, not just value, and we learn that understanding context, politics, and timing can transform a simple coin into a legendary collectible, whether you are a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist. The 1983 2 peso coin deserves a place in your study, your case, and your heart. Stay tuned, because up next we will compare this coin to the later versions of bimetallic versions and discuss how the image of José Rizal evolved on Philippine currency. Over the decades, you will see how one man's legacy continued to inspire coins, politics, and a generation of collectors all around the world. Keep watching, subscribe, and make sure you check your old coin collections, because you never know what rare piece of forgotten history is sitting right under your nose. We are going to dive deep into the history, value, and background of the 2 peso 1990 coin. A coin that carries not only economic significance, but also cultural and historical weight in the Philippines and among coin collectors around the world, although it is not an American coin. By origin, its impact reaches globally, and its rarity has attracted collectors from every part of the world. This video is going to explore every aspect of the 2 peso 1990 coin, from its design and metal content to its minting process, circulation history, and collector demand. We will explore its role in the Philippines' economy during a time of change and transition. We will also look into the people and events featured on the coin and how it fits into the bigger narrative of Philippine numismatics and why it matters for rare coin enthusiasts. To understand the importance of the 2 peso 1990 coin, we have to go back to the history of Philippine coinage. The Philippines went through several monetary transitions throughout the 20th century, having been a former colony of Spain and then the United States before gaining independence. The evolution of its currency reflects its path through colonization. World wars, independence, and economic reforms. After gaining full independence in 1946, the Philippines began to redesign and restructure its currency system through the Central Bank of the Philippines, later known as Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and throughout the 1970s and 1980s, the country issued various coins, including centavos piso and multi-piso denominations, each representing historical figures, national symbols, or government policy shifts. The 2 peso denomination itself was introduced in the early 1980s, but the 1990 version holds particular historical and collector interest, minted in the latter part of the presidency of Corazon Aquino. The first female president of the Philippines, the 1990 2 peso coin, symbolizes the transition from a dictatorship to democracy following the 1986 People Power Revolution. It is a reflection of both political change and economic resilience as the country tried to recover from debt inflation and instability during the previous regime. Now let's talk about the physical characteristics of the 1990 2 peso coin. The coin is round and made of a copper-nickel alloy, which gives it its silvery appearance. It has a standard diameter of 27 millimeters and weighs approximately 8.5 grams. The obverse side of the coin features the profile of Apolinario Mabini, a revolutionary hero intellectual, and the first Prime Minister of the Philippines. His profile faces left, and his name is inscribed along the border above his head. Surrounding his image are the words Republika ng Pilipinas and the mint year 1990 placed along the edges to reflect national pride and historical acknowledgement. The reverse side of the coin bears the seal of the central bank, or Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which features a sunburst design, a symbolic shield, and stars representing the three main geographical divisions of the country: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The denomination 2 peso is prominently inscribed at the bottom to clearly show its face value. The coin was minted at a time when the country was trying to stabilize after years of unrest and economic decline. The decision to continue minting the 2 peso coin during this period reflects government efforts to promote economic stability and a sense of normalcy to ensure public confidence in the monetary system. Coins such as these were part of the daily lives of millions of Filipinos, used in markets, schools, transport, and all forms of commerce, making them not only a tool for exchange but a witness to history. One important factor that makes the 2 peso 1990 coin so interesting for collectors is its scarcity and high grade. Most of the coins minted in that year were heavily circulated due to economic need, and few survived in mint or uncirculated condition, which makes uncirculated examples highly valuable in the numismatic market. Coin grading organizations, such as PCGS and NGC, consider high-grade 2 peso coins from this period as collector gems, especially if the strike is clean with minimal wear toning or corrosion factors, like environmental damage and prolonged handling, have diminished the survival rate of high-quality examples, further increasing their desirability. Collectors today seek this coin not only for its historical value, but also for its symbolic weight. Apolinario Mabini, as the central figure on the coin, represents intellect, courage, and principle. His image on the 2 peso coin brings a deep layer of meaning to an otherwise ordinary-looking piece of metal. It symbolizes national identity, the pursuit of knowledge, and the strength of moral leadership. Especially during times of national upheaval, this was not accidental. The selection of figures on coins is often deeply political and educational, aiming to instill pride and historical awareness among citizens. In addition, the coin's reverse design with the central bank seal reinforces trust in the country's financial system. In 1990, the Philippine economy was undergoing reform, focusing on foreign investment, trade, liberalization, and infrastructure development. Coins, like the 2 peso, circulated in a time of transformation and rebuilding, making them not just monetary tools, but historical markers of economic evolution. When it comes to mintage figures, the 1990 2 peso coin was produced in the millions. But again, survival in top condition is rare. The exact mintage numbers were never widely published by the central bank, but collectors estimate that fewer than 10% of the original mintage remains in collectible grade. Today, this low survival rate is due to the coin's wide use in everyday transactions. It was a workhorse coin, never intended to sit in display cases. It was passed hand to hand in jeepneys, sari-sari stores, and schools across the islands, a true coin of the people. In terms of market value, today circulated, versions of the 2 Piso 1990 coin are worth slightly above face value. However, well-preserved specimens, especially those graded by professional organizations, can fetch significantly higher prices. Online auctions and coin dealers have listed uncirculated and proof-like examples for anywhere between $5 to $50, depending on condition, luster, rarity, and demand, among Filipino diaspora collectors, many of whom cherish these coins as symbols of home and heritage. The sentimental value often surpasses the monetary value, making these coins deeply personal pieces of history. Another interesting aspect of the 2 Piso 1990 coin is its place within the broader context of Southeast Asian coinage. At the time, many Southeast Asian nations were modernizing their currency systems, moving away from older colonial coinage and introducing modern designs that reflected independence, national pride, and future aspirations. The Philippines was at the forefront of this transition, and coins like the 2 Piso were part of that evolution from colonial legacy to independent identity. Numismatists have also noted subtle variations in strike quality, die alignment, and even font thickness among different batches of the 1992 Piso coin. These minor differences are studied closely by advanced collectors and can influence value and collectability. Die varieties are a major focus in numismatic research, and discovering a previously undocumented variety can be very exciting for both amateur and professional collectors. In the latter years, the 2 Piso coin was eventually phased out in favor of the bimetallic 10 Piso and newer denominations. The rise of inflation and the introduction of new banknote policies rendered smaller coins less practical for large-scale transactions. By the early 2000s, the 2 Piso coin had largely disappeared from active circulation, making the 1990 issue a nostalgic and historical relic of a past monetary era. Today, the coin remains a favorite in collections, not just in the Philippines, but also among international collectors who specialize in Southeast Asian currency or global coinage of the 20th century. Its cultural context, aesthetic design, and economic symbolism make it a multi-dimensional piece for study and admiration, from the classroom to the auction house, from dusty drawers to glass cases in coin conventions. The 1992 Piso coin continues to live on. As we conclude this deep dive into the history and legacy of the 2 Piso 1990 coin, we recognize it not just as a small metallic disc, but as a symbol of Filipino resilience, a marker of economic transition, a tribute to historical figures, and an object of collector passion. Whether you own one of these coins or are planning to acquire one for your collection, it is important to understand its deeper meaning, its journey through time, and the people it has touched. We are diving deep into the world of numismatics to explore the long-forgotten but historically significant 1 Piso coin from the year 1989. This episode will take you on a detailed journey through the background of this coin, its production history, its role in the Philippine economy, and global coinage influence the numismatic design elements that mark its identity. The metallurgical composition, minting process, circulation life rare, varieties, and collector value over time. This is not just any coin. It is a coin that tells a deeper story of a country in transition, a symbol of national identity, and a relic of the changing tides in monetary policy in Southeast Asia. Now sit back and get ready as we explore everything you need to know about the 1989 1 Piso coin in a way that is professional, extensive, and educational. The story of the 1 Piso 1989 coin begins in the broader context of Philippine economic history, as the Philippines transitioned into a modern post-Marcos republic. The need to stabilize its monetary system was urgent, following years of inflation, political instability, and economic challenges. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or the Central Bank of the Philippines, took strategic steps to issue new coinage that represented modernization, national pride, and economic recovery. In the late 1980s under the new design series. Introduced in 1983, the 1 peso coin was redesigned to reflect both heritage and progress, and in 1989 this coin carried more weight than ever, symbolically and economically. The obverse of the 1 peso 1989 coin features a portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Born in 1861, Rizal was a polymath, a nationalist, a revolutionary, and an intellectual whose writings played a major role in inspiring the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule. His presence on the coin represents the continued aspiration of the nation for independence and justice. Above his portrait is the inscription Republika ng Pilipinas, which means Republic of the Philippines, and below is his name, Jose Rizal. This was not a random artistic choice, rather, it was a deliberate placement made by the coin designers to reaffirm the Filipino identity in an era that was increasingly influenced by global markets and foreign debt. The reverse of the coin contains the denomination 1 peso and the year of minting 1989, along with the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, which includes key imagery, such as the 3 stars and the sun, which are also present on the national flag. These symbols represent Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, the 3 major geographical divisions of the country, and the bright future envisioned for the nation. The seal is surrounded by a circular design that not only protects it from wear, but also serves as a form of aesthetic framing that elevates the status of the coin to that of a modern national emblem. Minted in nickel-plated steel, the 1 peso coin of 1989 is both sturdy and economically viable. Its composition was selected to reduce cost while maintaining durability, which was crucial during a time when inflation and fluctuating metal prices made coin production a delicate financial balancing act. The coin weighs 5.35 grams and measures 24 millimeters in diameter with a reeded edge designed for anti-counterfeiting purposes. The reeded edge not only provided a tactile difference from other coins in circulation, but also discouraged shaving or clipping of the coin, which was a common problem in older monetary systems. The 1989 1 peso was produced primarily by the BSP's minting facilities in Quezon City using advanced coining presses that allowed for consistent quality and higher volume production with the intention to support a growing economy and to replace older coins that were quickly becoming obsolete. The minting process involved multiple quality checks, die preparation, planche inspection, and precise striking pressure, all designed to deliver uniform coins that could withstand decades of use. This attention to detail in the minting process reflects a growing emphasis on national standards and quality control within Philippine industries. By the late 1980s, the Philippine economy was slowly regaining stability through reforms, foreign aid, and renewed investment confidence. The 1 peso coin played a significant role in day-to-day economic activities, being widely used in markets, jeepney fairs, sari-sari stores, and retail businesses across urban and rural areas alike. It was a coin of the people embedded in the daily lives of millions, used by street vendors and school children, wage earners, and business owners. Its presence was so consistent that it became more than a piece of metal. It became a cultural fixture that marked a specific time in Filipino history. The historical value of the 1989 1 peso coin also increases when considering global numismatic interest. International coin collectors have long been fascinated by the transitional periods in Southeast Asian coinage, and the 1989 1 peso stands out as a symbol of stability, emerging from unrest for collectors looking for pieces with a strong backstory, historical context, and regional significance. This coin is a treasure over time. Certain varieties of the 1989 1 peso have become especially sought after due to minting errors, die cracks, misaligned strikes, or off-center. Stamping these mint errors significantly increase the value of the coin in the secondary market. As of today, circulated versions of the 1989 1 peso still exist in collections, though they are becoming rarer due to natural attrition, metal recycling, and government recall initiatives. Some uncirculated specimens still appear in auction houses and online marketplaces, and their value depends on condition. Rarity and specific mint characteristics coins graded by international services like PCGS or NGC with high grades are particularly valuable, especially if they exhibit unique features, such as strong strike full details and original luster. This coin is also notable for its place in the series evolution in the early 1990s. The new design series was eventually phased out to introduce the BSP series and later the new generation currency. Series the 1989 1 peso represents a middle ground between the older stylized coins of the 1960s and the modern clean aesthetic of the 21st century. It bridges the gap between traditional nationalism and contemporary statecraft through its design, message, and usage. The coin thus serves as a chronicle of the nation's journey, both in monetary terms and national identity. We must also look at the role of coinage. In educational and symbolic terms for millions of Filipinos, the presence of Jose Rizal on the first peso became their first interaction with national history. His face was literally in the hands of the people. Young students learned his name even before they read his books. This passive form of education played a powerful role in nation building and identity formation. In fact, many Filipino adults today still recall their earliest memories of money through this very coin, making it a part of their personal history as well. The socio-political environment during the issuance of this coin also plays a vital role in its significance. Following the 1986 People Power Revolution that removed Ferdinand Marcos from power, the Philippines was undergoing a period of restructuring under President Corazon Aquino. Her administration emphasized democratic reforms, rebuilding institutions, and fostering national pride. The 1989 1 peso reflects these ideals. It is not just currency. It is a metal representation of a hopeful rebirth. It tells the story of an archipelago striving to find unity, progress, and dignity in the face of modern global pressures. In summary, the first peso coin from 1989 is a rich symbol of cultural resilience, political recovery, economic adaptation, and historical memory. Every line, every symbol, every choice in metal size and design carries meaning that can only be understood when viewed within its proper historical and social context. It is a coin that once jingled in the pockets of millions and today rests in the cabinets of collectors and the memories of a nation. So the next time you come across a 1989 1 peso, remember that you are holding more than currency. You are holding a tangible chapter of Filipino history, sealed in steel, minted in determination, and designed with national pride. Thank you for watching this complete journey through one of the most iconic coins in Southeast Asia. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Rare American Coins, for more incredible stories from the world of numismatics. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rare American Coins, where we explore the hidden history, forgotten treasures, and surprising value of coins from all around the world. Today, we bring you another extraordinary journey into the world of numismatics as we uncover the long and detailed story behind the 1 peso coin from the year 1985. A coin that has traveled through time, through history, and through the pockets of millions. This coin is more than just currency. It is a witness to the era. It belongs to a mirror of the Philippines' economy and an example of the global impact of coinage design, minting, and circulation. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we present to you a full-length professional history of the 1985 1 peso coin from the Philippines that can take you through a 2-hour detailed story without missing a beat. The 1985 1 peso coin from the Philippines stands as one of the last issues of its kind before major monetary reform would shift the design system and metal composition in years that followed. This coin represents the culmination of a historical period rooted in the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos and embodies a time of national and political transformation as well as economic challenge minted under the authority of the Central Bank of the Philippines Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This coin was issued in a critical period of Philippine history marked by inflation, civil unrest, political instability, and the build-up to the eventual People Power Revolution of 1986. The 1985 1 peso coin is part of the Flora and Fauna series, which was introduced in 1983 and ran until 1994. This series aimed to reflect the natural beauty and biodiversity of the Philippines while combining strong nationalistic themes with practical coinage. The obverse of the coin features the left-facing portrait of José Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, whose efforts in writing social commentaries and revolutionary works inspired the uprising against Spanish colonial rule. Surrounding his portrait are the words Republika ng Pilipinas and the year 1985, which marks its minting year. The portrait is not just symbolic but purposeful. It was chosen to reinforce national pride during an era when the country was struggling with its identity, direction, and governance. The reverse of the coin displays the denomination 1 peso at the center, with a representation of the Philippine eagle known as the Pithecofaga jeffrey I, which is one of the rarest and most powerful birds of prey in the world. Native only to the Philippines, this eagle serves as a symbol of strength, independence, and resilience. Three qualities that were deeply needed and desired by the Filipino people in the mid-1980s surrounding the image of the eagle is the name of the issuing authority, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The choice to use native fauna reflected the country's pride in its ecological heritage and its desire to promote conservation awareness, even in currency design. The metal composition of the 1985 1 peso coin is copper-nickel, which gave it durability and a silvery appearance. The diameter of the coin is approximately 25 millimeters, and it weighs around 6 grams with a reeded edge to discourage counterfeiting. It was struck at the Royal Mint of the United Kingdom, as well as by local facilities depending on minting agreements and production needs during that time. This period saw the Philippines still recovering from the oil crises of the 1970s, while also enduring political turmoil brought on by corruption, allegations, human rights violations, and increasing national debt under the Marcos administration. Economically, the early to mid-1980s were extremely challenging for the Philippines. The peso was experiencing devaluation, inflation rates were high, and unemployment was growing. Discontent was rising among the population, and the national government was heavily criticized for its extravagant spending and foreign loans. Amidst all this, the coinage system had to be both efficient and symbolic of strength. The issuance of coins like the 1 peso was therefore not merely economic, it had cultural and political implications too. Each coin was a message from the state to its citizens and to the world about resilience, order, and stability. In terms of circulation, the 1985 1 peso coin was widely used across the country. It was a staple in markets, transport fare systems, and everyday transactions, making it one of the most familiar coins to the Filipino public. Its mass circulation also means it is commonly found in collections today, but pristine mint state versions are increasingly rare and valued among numismatists. Many collectors seek this coin not only for its design, but for what it represents historically and politically. In particular, coins that exhibit no wear with full detail are in demand, and some proof versions made for special collections are also highly prized. The legacy of this coin is also tied to its role during the transitional period that followed shortly after its minting. The assassination of opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. in 1983 had set off waves of protest leading into the 1986 revolution. By the time the People Power movement succeeded in removing President Marcos in February 1986, this coin was still in daily use, but its era was ending. Coins issued after 1986 began to feature different symbols, different messaging, and a renewed national identity. The 1985 1 Piso, therefore, serves as one of the last reflections of the Marcos period encapsulated in metal. In the world of numismatics, the coin's value today can vary based on condition rarity and mint origin, while circulated examples might hold modest value. Pristine examples can fetch higher prices, especially among historical collectors. Outside of the Philippines, many foreign collectors view this coin as a representation of Southeast Asia's political complexity during the Cold War era, and as such it becomes an item of international historical significance. In terms of production, mintage numbers for this coin were substantial, which allowed for wide distribution, but due to the passage of time, environmental wear, and the subsequent demonetization of earlier coins, the number of surviving high-grade examples has decreased dramatically. The coin ceased being legal tender after the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas demonetized many pre-1995 coins following the introduction of the new BSP series, which featured smaller, lighter, and more modern coinage as part of an overhaul of the currency system. The educational importance of the 1985 1 Piso coin also cannot be overstated. Schools, collectors, museums, and historians often refer to it as an artifact of its time. It has become a teaching tool used to illustrate the political struggles, economic challenges, and social resilience of the Filipino people during the twilight years of dictatorship and the dawn of democracy. The coin has appeared in publications, documentaries, and online archives as part of studies on Philippine numismatics, history, and culture. To understand this coin fully is to understand a chapter in the ongoing story of a nation struggling toward justice, unity, and prosperity, from the symbolism of Jose Rizal to the strength of the Philippine eagle, from the harsh economic conditions to the political tremors that reshaped the nation. The 1985 1 Piso coin tells a story deeper than its metal composition. It tells of a people enduring hardship, a government on the brink, and a future waiting to be claimed. Collectors who seek out this coin today are advised to inspect details like strike sharpness, edge, reading, mint luster, and the presence of any doubling or planche errors which may enhance its value. Error coins from this year, such as misstruck pieces or off-center strikes, can be of significant interest. Some 1985 1 Piso coins also exist in commemorative packaging sold to collectors at the time, which now hold historical and market value. Whether you are a student of history, a coin collector, or simply someone intrigued by the stories, Objects Can Tell the 1985 1 Piso coin offers a deeply layered and meaningful experience. It is not just a coin, it is a cultural time capsule and a silent witness to one of the most transformative decades in Philippine history. So, as we reflect on the 1985 1 Piso coin, remember that its value lies not just in silver or in numbers, but in its ability to connect people to their past, to remind us that even the smallest objects can carry the weight of a nation's story, and to inspire us to keep collecting, remembering and honoring the legacy of coins across time. We explore the long and fascinating history behind the 1990 1 Piso coin from the Philippines, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but carries a powerful story of national identity, economic reform, and cultural symbolism. The 1990 1 Piso was more than just money. It was part of a larger movement toward modernization and recovery in a country emerging from political transition. The coin was introduced during a time of national rebuilding just a few years after the fall of the Marcos regime and the rise of the democratic government under President Corazon Aquino. It represented the beginning of a new chapter for the Filipino people and their economy. The coin itself was minted in copper-nickel, a practical and reliable alloy, chosen for its resistance to corrosion and its durability in everyday use, at a diameter of about 25 millimeters and a weight of roughly 6 grams. The 1991 Piso was a convenient denomination for daily transactions. It was used by students, workers, commuters, and shopkeepers across the country every single day. On the obverse side of the coin, we find the image of Dr. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. His image had appeared on many coins and notes for decades, but his continued presence on this 1990 coin symbolizes the country's ongoing struggle for justice, education, and moral reform. Rizal is not only a figure from history, but also a symbol of wisdom. History, but also a symbol of wisdom, sacrifice, and change. The inscription Republika ng Pilipinas appears above his image, along with the mint year 1990, which tells us exactly when this piece was created by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The reverse side of the coin features the bold number 1, representing its value in pesos, and just below it, we see the logo of the central bank. The seal includes details that represent stability, trust, and economic responsibility. The reverse design tells us this is not just a coin, but a promise from the national government to uphold the value and reliability of its currency in the year 1990. The Philippine economy was undergoing major adjustments as the government attempted to control inflation, attract foreign investment, and rebuild the country's financial institutions. The peso was gradually losing value due to inflation and international debt. But coins, like the 1 Piso, remained an essential part of everyday commerce. People used it for buying food, riding jeepneys, paying for school items, or making small donations in church. The coin was an integral part of life, not only in cities, but also in provinces, towns, and barrios across the nation. Despite being a high mintage coin, millions of pieces struck for wide distribution. The 1991 Piso has become a collector's item over time, primarily because many of them have disappeared from circulation. Collectors seek coins in good condition, especially those with minimal wear, strong details, and even some rare error coins, such as double strikes or off-center images. These varieties are highly desirable in the numismatic market and may be sold for significantly more than face value depending on the condition. Another reason this coin is so cherished is nostalgia. Many people today remember receiving it as part of their allowance or using it to buy snacks during childhood. It was the coin of everyday life, and these memories have added emotional value to what was once just loose change in your pocket in terms of global interest. The 1991 Piso has found its way into collections around the world, especially among those who collect Southeast Asian currencies or focus on post-colonial coinage from the 20th century. Since the coin does not contain precious metals, its value comes primarily from its history, design, condition, and rarity of variations. When we talk about minting technology in the 1990s, the Philippine Mint was already using modern methods that improved coin uniformity, die consistency, and metal quality. This ensured that most of the coins struck had clear details and smooth finishes, which is why well-preserved examples still look sharp today. Even after decades of handling the cultural value of the coin is equally strong, Rizal's face on the coin served as a daily reminder of the country's history. Every time someone spent a peso, they saw the image of the man who had once dared to speak truth to power during colonial rule. He became not only a historical figure, but a part of everyday thought in Filipino society. This blending of economics and national pride is something that only currency can do over time. The 1990 coin saw competition from newer issues as the government released updated designs with modern fonts, enhanced security features, and revised artwork. In later series, still the original 1990 coin continued circulating well into the 2000s, especially in rural areas and among small businesses that preferred physical cash to digital methods. The shift to newer designs eventually led to the 1990 version becoming less visible in the market and more interesting for collectors. Uncirculated examples, graded MS-60, and above are becoming harder to find and are now often stored in numismatic folders, coin albums, or graded slabs depending on how well they were preserved for many collectors. A full set of post-EDSA Revolution coins from the late 80s and early 90s is incomplete without the inclusion of the 1991 Piso. As we explore coin history, we are reminded that money is not just a tool for exchange, but also a storyteller of human progress. The 1991 Piso tells the story of a country seeking direction. Regaining stability and celebrating its heroes through its currency, it reflects the values, challenges, and hopes of a people determined to grow, rebuild, and honor their identity through economic reform and cultural remembrance. Now, this coin may not make headlines, but its story is quietly powerful and deeply human. From minting machines to market stalls, from school children to presidents, from poverty to pride. The 1991 Piso coin has touched millions of lives and deserves its place in numismatic history. Whether you collect coins for their history, their design, or their sentimental value, this coin is a worthy piece to study, understand, and preserve. So the next time you find one in your collection or stumble across it at a flea market, remember that you're holding more than just a coin. You're holding a chapter in a nation's journey. Thank you for watching. And stay with us on Rare American Coins as we continue to explore the hidden stories behind everyday currency from all over the world. Today, we take a deep journey into the first Piso coin of 1990 from the Philippines. Though it may not be American, this coin has caught the attention of collectors around the globe and holds great historical value for numismatists and coin lovers alike. So let us begin our professional deep dive into the background, design, minting, economic context, and collectible interests surrounding the 1991 Piso coin. This piece represents not only the currency system of the Philippines, but also a moment in time when the nation was transitioning economically, politically, and socially after the revolutionary events of the mid-1980s following the People Power Revolution and the restoration of democracy under President Corazon Aquino. The Central Bank of the Philippines. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas began making reforms in fiscal and monetary policy. The 1991 Piso coin came into circulation during a period when inflation, currency, stabilization, and trade reform were major issues for the country. The coin is composed of copper-nickel, a durable and widely used alloy that was also applied to various denominations globally due to its corrosion resistance and moderate cost. The diameter is approximately 25 millimeters, with a mass around 6 grams, designed to be practical for everyday use and affordable to mint. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. His image had already been a familiar feature on Philippine banknotes and coins symbolizing patriotism, education, and reform. Rizal's legacy as a writer-thinker and martyr continues to shape Filipino identity, and thus his presence on the coin carries cultural and nationalistic meaning. The inscription includes the word Republika ng Pilipinas, the issuing authority, and the mint year 1990. This side of the coin expresses national pride. Historical remembrance and continuity of identity. On the reverse side is the face value of the coin 1 Piso, accompanied by the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. As it appeared in that time, this design element reinforces the legitimacy of the coin as legal tender and represents the institution responsible for maintaining monetary stability. The presence of the central bank's seal shows the strong link between state institutions and the economy during this reformative era. The minting process of the first Piso 1990 was managed under the Bangko Central's mint facilities located in Quezon City, which had improved production capacity by the late 1980s thanks to upgraded machinery and increased funding in response to demand for more durable circulating coinage. The use of copper-nickel helped address previous issues with corrosion. In earlier coin series, dating from the 1970s and early 80s in terms of mintage. Millions of these coins were produced for general circulation, making them common during their time of release. However, due to the passage of time inflation and the adoption of newer coin series, many of these 1990 issues have been pulled from daily use or hoarded by collectors, particularly those in uncirculated or mint condition, as we analyze the economic backdrop. It is important to note that the Philippine peso underwent gradual depreciation in the late 1980s into the early 1990s as part of the government's broader macroeconomic restructuring. The peso-dollar exchange rate shifted notably, making everyday commodities more expensive and increasing the reliance on coinage for low-denomination transactions. Coins like the 1 peso became central to everyday commerce used in public transportation, sari-sari stores, and street vending. Transactions in terms of international numismatic interest, the 1 peso 1990 coin has become a minor collectible outside the Philippines due to its historical context and cultural design. It holds sentimental value for members of the Filipino diaspora, particularly those who lived through the political transitions of the 1980s or emigrated around that period. Although it is not made of precious metals, it holds symbolic value and is often kept in private collections, or family mementos. Further adding to its interest is the legacy of José Rizal himself, whose writings and political execution by Spanish colonial authorities helped ignite Filipino nationalism and resistance. Rizal's global recognition among historical figures gives coins bearing his image an added layer of prestige, particularly among scholars and students of colonial history. When we look at market trends, the 1990 1 peso coin in average circulated condition does not fetch high prices, but rare variants such as misstruck coins, off-center strikes, double dies, and proof-like finishes can attract numismatists and command higher prices on platforms like eBay or through private collectors. These errors, although uncommon, are sought after, especially when graded by professional coin grading services, where condition, luster, and strike quality significantly influence value uncirculated. Examples graded MS-60 or higher tend to be sold in protective holders and may retail for several dollars, whereas circulated coins in average condition usually trade for their face value or slightly above among casual collectors. However, for those invested in Philippine coinage history, the 1990 1 peso serves as a keystone piece in late 20th century numismatics. Now let us explore the role of the coin in popular culture. During the early 1990s, the 1 peso coin was a regular part of childhood. Memories, school allowances, jeepney fares, and neighborhood transactions, making it an icon of everyday life. Several Filipino media references from television to literature describe situations involving this coin, especially during a time when 1 peso could still buy small goods or contribute meaningfully towards school supplies, snacks, or minor services. Teachers, parents, and store owners commonly referred to prices in terms of piso, reinforcing the coin's psychological significance as a base unit of value. Educational campaigns also used the 1 peso coin as an example when teaching youth about saving money through piggy banks and other means of financial discipline. Over time, the value of the coin in real purchasing power decreased, especially as inflation increased and higher denomination coins and banknotes became necessary. The government gradually introduced coin redesigns and updates, including the BSP coin series released in the late 1990s and early 2000s to reflect modernized themes, new security features, and updated designs. This gradual transition led to the old 1 peso 1990 coin being slowly phased out but not officially demonetized until much later, when the new generation currency coin series was introduced. The coin's exit from circulation marked the end of an era, but also solidified its place as a nostalgic and historical item in the realm of Philippine currency. A closer examination of the coin's metallic content shows that although it holds no intrinsic metal value, its durability was intentionally chosen to reflect long-term usage. Copper-nickel coins are hard enough to withstand years of circulation and retain much of their appearance. Despite handling this allowed many 1991 Piso coins to remain in reasonably good condition even today, especially those stored away or found in old coin jars, drawers, and safety boxes today. Numismatists categorize this coin under modern Philippine coinage, but acknowledge its relevance in historical studies. Its inclusion in coin catalogs, regional exhibits, and academic research shows that it has educational value beyond its monetary worth. Now, as we close this in-depth journey into the 1991 Piso coin, we must remember that every coin tells a story, and this one speaks of a people rebuilding a nation, reasserting its identity, and moving forward into a new democratic chapter. Even a simple coin used in daily life becomes a silent witness to economic transitions, cultural pride, and national memory. This is why such coins deserve our attention, documentation, and preservation, and why I share them here on Rare American Coins. So stay tuned for more stories from coins around the world that carry meaning, history, and value beyond what is printed on their surface. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rare Coins, where today we dive deep into the fascinating and rich history of the 1 Piso 1997 coin from the Philippines. This coin carries not just monetary value, but a deep cultural and historical significance that connects to the long and complex narrative of the Philippine nation. To truly appreciate the 1 Piso 1997 coin, we must first understand the background of the Philippine currency system. The peso or piso has its roots stretching back to the Spanish colonial period, when Spanish silver coins known as reales and pesos circulated widely throughout the archipelago. The Spanish introduced the peso as the standard unit of currency in the Philippines, and this remained dominant even as the Philippines transitioned through various phases of colonial rule over centuries. With the arrival of American colonial power at the turn of the 20th century, the Philippine monetary system underwent massive transformations. The Americans introduced their own designs and minting systems, but kept the peso as the official unit. This maintained a continuity that would persist even after the Philippines achieved independence following the turbulence of World War II. By the mid-20th century, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, emerged as the primary issuing authority overseeing the minting and distribution of Philippine coins. Now moving toward the specific period of the first Piso 1997 coin, we enter the era of the new BSP series launched in 1995. This was a period marked by political stability under President Fidel Ramos and an expanding economy fueled by reforms, liberalization, and modernization. The new BSP series was designed to reflect a fresh national identity following decades of political and economic challenges. The front Piso coin featured on its obverse the image of José Rizal, the Philippine national hero, whose writings and martyrdom played a critical role in awakening Filipino nationalism against Spanish rule. José Rizal remains a towering figure in Philippine history, and his face on the 1 Piso coin is a tribute to his enduring influence. The reverse of the 1 Piso 1997 coin features the official logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which had only been established in its modern form in 1993 as part of financial reforms intended to ensure the stability and soundness of the country's monetary system. The coin is made from nickel-plated steel, giving it durability and a distinctive silvery shine. The diameter of the coin is 24 millimeters with a weight of 5.35 grams. These physical details reflect the BSP's aim to balance practicality with national symbolism, ensuring the coin was easily recognizable and usable in daily transactions. As we go deeper into the history of Philippine coinage leading up to 1997, it is important to understand the broader socio-political context. The late 1990s were a time of global financial shifts, with the looming Asian financial crisis that would erupt in 1997, placing tremendous strain on emerging Asian economies, while the Philippines was not as severely hit as its neighbors like Thailand or South Korea. The impact was nonetheless felt in the form of currency. pressures, and economic slowdowns, the 1 peso coin thus represents a moment frozen in time, capturing both the optimism of the mid-1990s economic reforms and the vulnerability of the country to global financial currents. When examining the production of the 1 peso 1997 coin, it is worth noting the role of the security plant complex of the BSP, where these coins were minted using high-precision technologies and stringent quality controls. The BSP's security plant complex, located in Quezon City, is a state-of-the-art facility responsible not just for coins, but also banknotes and security documents, ensuring that the Philippine currency remains secure and trustworthy. The meticulous minting process of the 1 peso coins involved advanced techniques to embed fine details on the coin's surfaces, including micro-lettering and sharp imagery, making counterfeiting extremely difficult. Turning our attention to the cultural impact of the 1 peso 1997 coin, we find that beyond its economic function, it serves as a daily reminder of Filipino identity. Jose Rizal's image on the coin invites each user to reflect on the sacrifices and ideals that built the Philippine nation. Rizal's works, such as Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, continue to be read and studied in schools, and his placement on the coin reinforces his presence in the national. Collectors prize coins like this not only for their physical condition or rarity, but for the stories they tell about a nation's journey through time. The 1 peso 1997 coin is not considered particularly rare in terms of mintage, but uncirculated specimens or those with special striking errors can command premium interest in the collector's market. Understanding coin grading systems, such as the Sheldon scale, becomes essential for those wishing to assess the value and collectability of such coins. Beyond the national context, the 1 peso 1997 coin also reflects broader global trends in currency design and material usage. Many countries during the late 20th century moved away from precious metal coinage toward cheaper, durable materials, like nickel-plated steel and aluminum-bronze alloys. This shift was driven by cost efficiency and practicality, as governments sought to produce large volumes of coins for rapidly growing populations without incurring high production costs. The Philippines was part of this global movement, balancing traditional aesthetics with modern minting technologies. Looking at the design elements in more depth, the obverse's depiction of Jose Rizal is crafted with sharp realism, capturing his likeness with precision. His dignified pose and serious expression mirror the gravitas with which Filipinos regard him. The lettering around the coin is clear and crisp, bearing the words Republika ng Pilipinas, affirming the sovereign identity of the nation. The reverse's BSP logo is encircled by the coin's denomination, emphasizing the institutional authority behind the currency. Every detail is deliberate and carries symbolic weight, reinforcing national pride and institutional trust. Over the years, the 1 peso coin has undergone further transformations, with the BSP launching new series such as the New Generation Currency series, introduced in the 2010s, featuring updated designs, enhanced security features, and new metallic compositions. However, the 1 peso 1997 coin remains an important snapshot of a particular historical moment, a time when the Philippines was solidifying its democratic institutions, modernizing its financial systems, and navigating the challenges of an increasingly interconnected global economy. For a deeper understanding of the historical context, we can look back at the role of Jose Rizal himself. His life spanned the latter half of the 19th century, a time of profound upheaval in the Philippines, as Filipinos grappled with Spanish colonial rule. The propaganda movement, in which Rizal was a central figure, sought peaceful reforms, greater autonomy, and ultimately laid the groundwork for the Philippine Revolution. Rizal's execution by Spanish authorities in 1896 made him a martyr and cemented his role as a symbol of Filipino aspirations for freedom and self-determination. His presence on the 1 peso coin is not just an honorific gesture, but a statement of enduring relevance. Numismatics. The study and collection of coins offers a powerful lens through which to explore these historical dynamics. Coins are not mere instruments of commerce. They are portable artifacts of history, art, and identity. Each coin carries the imprint of the era in which it was minted, offering insights into the political, economic, and cultural realities of its time. The Piso 1997 coin is no exception, serving as both a practical object and a historical document. Examining the minting process further, the choice of nickel-plated steel for the 1 peso coin reflects careful consideration of durability, cost, and appearance. Nickel plating provides corrosion resistance and a bright, attractive finish, while the steel core offers strength and affordability. The coin's reeded edge also serves a functional purpose, helping to prevent counterfeiting and allowing for easy tactile recognition among different denominations. The precision with which these features are produced speaks to the technological sophistication of the BSP's minting operations. Turning to the circulation patterns of the 1 peso 1997 coin, we observe that it was widely used across all sectors of Philippine society, whether in urban centers like Manila, Cebu, and Davao, or in rural provinces. The coin facilitated countless daily transactions. Its widespread usage helped maintain public confidence in the peso. Even during times of economic uncertainty, the coin's durability ensured that it could withstand the wear and tear of everyday use, making it a reliable workhorse of the Philippine monetary system. Internationally, the 1 peso 1997 coin also represents the Philippines in the world of global numismatics. Collectors and scholars from around the world study and collect coins like this to gain insights into the history and culture of the issuing nation. The coin's design, mintage figures, and historical context are meticulously documented in use, making it a reliable workhorse of the Philippine monetary system. Internationally, the 1 peso 1997 coin also represents the Philippines in the world of global numismatics. Collectors and scholars from around the world study and collect coins like this to gain insights into the history and culture of the issuing nation. The coin's design, mintage figures, and historical context are meticulously documented in numismatic catalogs and databases, allowing for international appreciation and scholarly study. In sum, the 1 peso 1997 coin is much more than a small piece of metal. It is a gateway into the historical, economic, and cultural currents that have shaped the Philippines. Its design celebrates a national hero. Its production reflects modern minting technologies. Its circulation embodies the daily life of millions of Filipinos, and its place in the world of numismatics underscores the global interconnectedness of currency systems. By exploring the 1 peso 1997 coin in depth, we come to appreciate not just a single coin, but the vast narrative of a nation told through the objects it creates and uses every day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rare Coins, where we explore the fascinating stories behind valuable and historical coins from around the world. And today, we are diving deep into the history of the 10 peso coin of the Philippines, issued in the year 2016. This coin is not just a piece of metal, but a symbol of national pride, economic evolution, and historical transformation in the Philippines. So sit back, relax, and get ready to explore a coin that carries more than just a monetary value, because it holds a legacy of Filipino resilience, identity, and heritage. Let us begin by understanding the background of the 10 peso coin in general and how it evolved through the years. The Philippine peso has a rich monetary history that dates back to the Spanish colonial era, when the country was still using silver coins known as pesos fuertes. And the first true Philippine coinage began during the American colonial period. But the modern 10 peso coin was introduced in the late 20th century as part of the country's move toward more cost-effective and durable coinage systems, as inflation and economic demands shifted over the decades. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, began redesigning coins to reflect both functionality and the importance of national symbolism. And in the year 2000, the bimetallic 10 peso coin was introduced, featuring two of the most prominent figures in Philippine history, Apolinario Mabini and Andres Bonifacio. and this coin became one of the most recognized denominations in the country. Fast forward to 2016, and we find ourselves looking at a version of the 10 peso coin that continues to honor the same two heroes, Mabini and Bonifacio, but carries design features that reflect a more modern and secure approach to minting. The 2016 coin is part of the new generation currency coin series. Although this version technically still belonged to the previous design series before the major changes introduced in 2018, the 2016 10 peso coin maintained its bimetallic composition with an outer ring made of nickel-plated steel and an inner core of aluminum bronze, which not only gave it a unique appearance, but also ensured its durability and longevity in circulation. The obverse side of the 2016 10 peso coin proudly displays the effigies of Apolinario Mabini, known as the Sublime Paralytic, who was a key political philosopher and revolutionary leader during the Philippine struggle for independence, and Andres Bonifacio, who founded the Katipunan movement that sparked the revolution against Spanish rule. These two figures represent the intellectual and physical strength of the Filipino people. Their faces appear side by side as a symbol of unity and purpose in the fight for freedom. Their names are inscribed clearly along the sides of the coin, and the mint mark of the BSP is featured as well. Turning to the reverse side, the 2016 10 peso coin showcases the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which includes elements such as the gear representing industry, the stars symbolizing the three major island groups of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and the traditional Philippine eagle, which embodies strength and courage. The denomination is prominently displayed as 10 peso, and the year mark 2016 is situated at the bottom, marking the exact year of minting and placing this coin in a specific era of Philippine economic history. Now let us explore the historical importance of issuing this coin in the year 2016. This year was significant for several reasons, politically, economically, and socially. In 2016, the Philippines was undergoing a period of transition with the election of a new president who emphasized economic growth, national identity, and anti-corruption campaigns. The need for reliable and secure coinage was growing rapidly, and the BSP was already planning the rollout of an entirely new set of coins which would arrive in 2018. But in the interim years, including 2016, the existing designs, like the 10 peso, continued to play a crucial role in the economy. From a production standpoint, the 2016 10 peso coin was minted in large numbers, but it has gained attention among collectors. For its fine details, its role in circulation, and its transitional place in the evolution of Philippine currency. It represents the last few years of the older design before the BSP transitioned to new coin designs with more advanced security features such as microprints, laser-etched details, and new metallic compositions. Let us now talk about the biographies of the two national heroes featured on the 2016 10 peso coin. Apolinario Mabini was born on July 23, 1864, in Tanauan, Batangas, and despite being paralyzed from the waist down, he rose to become one of the most brilliant minds of the Philippine Revolution. He served as the first Prime Minister of the Philippines, and also, as the advisor to President Emilio Aguinaldo, he drafted important documents such as the constitutional program of the First Philippine Republic, and was a strong advocate for independence and national integrity. He died in 1903 at the age of 38, but his writings and contributions continued to inspire generations of Filipinos. Andres Bonifacio, on the other hand, was born on November 30, 1863, in Tondo, Manila. He came from a humble background and was known for his patriotism, courage, and leadership in founding the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society that aimed to overthrow Spanish colonial rule. He organized mass movements, led armed revolts, and inspired countless Filipinos to rise up against oppression. He was executed in 1897 under controversial circumstances, but remains a beloved and honored figure in Philippine history. He is often called the father of the Philippine Revolution, and his legacy is immortalized in monuments, schools, holidays, and of course coins like the 2016 10 Piso. Let us also look into the technical specifications of this coin. The coin weighs 8.7 grams with a diameter of 26.5 millimeters and a thickness of 2.2 millimeters. The bimetallic nature not only adds visual appeal, but also makes counterfeiting more difficult. Its edge is reeded or grooved, which is a common feature used for both aesthetic and practical reasons, as it helps people differentiate the coin by touch and prevents coin clipping, which was a common issue in the past. Another interesting aspect of the 2016 10 Piso coin is its role in everyday commerce during this period. The coin was widely used in public transportation, small-scale retail food markets, and vending machines. It became a common sight in the wallets of millions of Filipinos and thus formed part of the everyday economic activities of the country. But beyond the marketplace, this coin circulated through various cultural moments and national milestones, marking it not just as a medium of exchange, but as a piece of living history. In terms of collectability, the 2016 10 Piso coin has started to become more valued by numismatists and hobbyists, especially those interested in modern Philippine coinage. Some collectors look for mint condition examples or coins with unique striking errors, while others collect it as part of a complete year set of Philippine coins. The value of this coin in the collector market varies depending on condition rarity and demand, but as years go by, well-preserved examples may increase in worth, especially once they are withdrawn from circulation and replaced by newer coin types. Let us also take a moment to explore how this coin fits within the larger scope of ASEAN currencies and regional coin designs. Many Southeast Asian countries have incorporated national heroes, cultural symbols, and modern security features into their coinage, and the 10 Piso coin is no exception. It mirrors regional trends while staying uniquely Filipino through its choice of design materials and themes. It tells a story that resonates not only within the borders of the Philippines, but across the region as nations strive to preserve heritage while modernizing their economies. To conclude this journey through the 2016 10 Piso coin, we must recognize that this is not just a coin. It is a small metallic chronicle of Filipino identity and resilience. It represents historical struggle, national pride, and economic functionality, and by understanding its design, its background, and the heroes it honors, we come to appreciate the deeper meanings embedded in everyday objects like coins. This coin links the past to the present and will one day serve as a window into a bygone era for future generations of Filipinos and collectors worldwide. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where history and numismatics come together today. We embark on a fascinating journey into the world of rare and historic coins as we explore one of the most iconic and valuable pieces in Philippine numismatics, the 1907 1 peso coin. This coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is a living testament to the complex history of the Philippines under American rule. Its artistry, weight, and political symbolism reflect an era marked by transition, ambition, and identity formation. To understand the true significance of the 1907 1 peso coin, we must travel back in time to the aftermath of the Spanish-American War of 1898. When the United States took possession of the Philippine Islands from Spain under the Treaty of Paris, this change of colonial power brought a new monetary system to the archipelago, and with it, a new coinage designed to reflect the authority of the United States, while also maintaining a local character that would be accepted and respected by the Filipino people. The Philippine Commission, in cooperation with the United States Congress, passed the Coinage Act of 1903, which authorized the creation of a special set of coins exclusively for the Philippines. The 1907 1 peso coin was one of the most prominent among them, struck in 80% silver and 20% copper, with a total weight of 26.95 grams and a diameter of 38 millimeters. It was a substantial coin both in size and in value. Its silver content gave it intrinsic worth, and its design gave it powerful symbolic meaning. The obverse of the coin features the figure of a Filipino woman standing beside an anvil with a hammer in her hand and the iconic Mayan volcano in the background. The imagery speaks volumes. The anvil and hammer represent industry strength and labor, while the volcano with its perfect cone represents natural beauty and national identity. This design was created by Filipino sculptor Melesio Figueroa, who skillfully blended Western allegorical motifs with native elements, creating a coin that was both artistic and politically significant. The reverse of the coin bears the coat of arms of the United States, along with the inscription United States of America and the year of mintage. In this case, 1907, the choice to place the American coat of arms on the reverse served to reinforce the sovereignty of the United States over the islands, but its combination with a uniquely Filipino obverse softened the imperial message, creating a coin that was accepted by Filipinos not only as currency, but as a symbol of their place in a changing world. The year 1907 is particularly significant in Philippine history, as it marked the inauguration of the Philippine Assembly, the first legislative body in the country elected by the Filipino people. It was a time of political awakening and growing national consciousness, and the release of the 1907 1 peso coin coincided with this rising tide of civic identity. The coin entered circulation at a time when the economy was undergoing significant transformation, with infrastructure development, agricultural expansion, and the growing presence of American and Filipino businessmen. The 1 peso coin became a vital part of everyday life, from city markets in Manila to remote provincial towns. It was used to buy food, pay wages, and settle debts. It passed through the hands of farmers, teachers, soldiers, and merchants, and in doing so, it witnessed the daily life and struggle of a nation under colonial administration. The production of the 1907 1 peso coin took place at the San Francisco Mint, one of the major branches of the United States Mint, known for its high standards of quality and precision. Over the years, the coin has become a sought-after treasure for collectors, not only for its silver content and scarcity, but for its historical weight and artistic value. Many examples have survived in various conditions, from heavily circulated pieces to pristine uncirculated specimens, and numismatists value them for the stories they tell. Each coin is a fragment of history, a tangible reminder of an era when the Philippines was negotiating its identity between colonial rule and the dream of self-governance. As we continue through this video, we will explore the origins of the design, the influence of Melesio Figueroa and his contributions to Philippine coinage, the role of the American administration in monetary policy, the technical aspects of the minting process at San Francisco, and the economic context of the early 20th century. We will examine how the 1907 1 peso coin fits within the larger framework of Philippine numismatic history, how it compares to earlier Spanish-era pesos and later coins of the Commonwealth and the Republic. We will look at rare varieties, errors, and grading standards, and share insights into how collectors determine value and rarity of each piece. We will also touch upon the geopolitical significance of using American-designed coinage in a foreign colony, and how this reflected broader strategies of imperialism during the early American century. Join me as we uncover archival photos, mint records, and testimonies from contemporary accounts, all of which bring new light to the story of this remarkable coin, from the politics of silver to the art of coin, engraving from the lives of those who used it to the dealers who now trade it. The 1907 1 peso coin remains one of the most iconic and enduring symbols of the Philippine-American period. By the end of this journey, you will not only understand the metal and minting, but the full cultural, political, and historical backdrop that makes this coin one of the most fascinating in the world of numismatics. Stay with me as we dive deep into the legacy of the 1907 1 peso coin here on the channel. To truly appreciate the 1907 1 peso coin, we must place it in the broader timeline of Philippine monetary history. Prior to American colonization, The Philippines had a rich and complex currency system influenced by centuries of Spanish rule as well as trade with China, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. During the Spanish colonial period, the Mexican and Spanish silver dollars, or pieces of 8, were the dominant currency in the islands. These coins were widely circulated and even chopped or counterstamped for local use, giving rise to the first locally adapted coins in the Philippines. However, by the end of the 19th century, as the Spanish Empire weakened and the United States emerged as a rising imperial power, the Philippine Islands became a strategic acquisition in the Pacific. Following the Spanish-American War of 1898, the Americans recognized that they needed to establish control not only through military and political means, but also through economic and cultural channels, and currency was one of the most powerful tools in that effort. The American administration saw the need to replace the chaotic system of mixed coinage with a uniform and reliable currency that would be recognized both locally and internationally, the Coinage Act of 1903 was passed to establish a new and unique coinage for the Philippines, backed by the United States Treasury, but tailored to local needs and traditions. Under this law, the United States would issue silver coins specifically for the Philippines, with denominations including the 1 peso 50 centavos, 20 centavos, 10 centavos, and 5 centavos coins, while lower denominations were struck in copper-nickel. The silver coins were meant to replace the old Spanish-Filipino silver pesos and align the Philippine currency system with that of the United States, but with necessary differences to reflect the local economy. Silver content, weight, and denomination were carefully calculated to ensure compatibility with existing standards while avoiding arbitrage or hoarding. And so the 1907 1 peso coin was born. Its composition of 80% silver and 20% copper made it a coin of real substance. It was not simply fiat money. It had intrinsic value and was accepted not only in the Philippines, but also in neighboring Asian markets, particularly in Hong Kong and Shanghai, where silver remained dominant in trade. For much of the early 20th century, the silver standard of the 1907 peso was aligned with international silver coinage, and its acceptance in foreign trade helped legitimize the new American-backed currency system in the region. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1907 1 peso coin is its artistry. Melesio Figueroa, the Filipino engraver who designed the obverse, had studied at the Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando in Madrid, and brought with him a refined European sensibility, blended with a deep awareness of Filipino identity. His choice to depict a young woman with flowing hair beside an anvil and hammer suggested strength, dignity, and progress. This was not a submissive colonial subject, but an empowered symbol of national aspiration. The Mayon volcano in the background is one of the Philippines' most beloved natural landmarks, and its inclusion evokes a deep sense of homeland and pride. The reverse design, featuring the American eagle with the shield and the national motto, represents the formal authority of the United States over the islands, and it was not by accident that this duality was emphasized in every coin. The balance of Filipino symbolism and American power reflected the hybrid political status of the islands as an unincorporated territory governed by the U.S. Congress, but with growing movements for self-rule and autonomy. The year 1907 also marked a turning point in Philippine governance. The establishment of the Philippine Assembly gave Filipino leaders a platform to participate in the legislative process. Even if real power remained with the American Governor-General, this political development mirrored the symbolic power of the 1907 1 peso coin. The coin thus became more than just money. It became an artifact of identity construction, of civic education, and of economic transformation. Let us now examine the production process of the coin. The 1907 1 peso coin was minted at the San Francisco Mint, also known as the S Mint, because of its mint mark located beneath the eagle on the reverse. This mint was chosen for its proximity to the Pacific and its capacity to strike large silver coins at high volume. The minting process involved preparing silver blanks or planchets, annealing them for hardness, using dies made from master hubs based on Figueroa's original design. Each die had a limited lifespan, and wear and tear often resulted in minor variations from coin to coin, giving rise to the world of die varieties and errors that collectors study today. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we explore the fascinating world of coins from around the globe. And in today's video, we are diving deep into the story of the 5 peso coin from the year 2011, a coin that carries not just monetary value, but also historical and cultural significance for the Philippines, and those who collect and study its currency. To begin our journey, let us take a look back at the origins of the Philippine peso, which is the official currency of the Philippines, and has evolved through centuries of colonial rule, revolution, and nation building. The 5 peso coin we are discussing today belongs to the new generation currency coin series, which was launched by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, to enhance security features, improve durability, and showcase the country's heritage and national symbols. The 5 peso coin that circulated in 2011 was actually a part of the previous series known as the BSP coin series, which was introduced in 1995. This series was introduced as a modernization effort following the 1993 reorganization of the central bank, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The coin was minted in nickel-plated steel and featured on its obverse the profile of Andres Bonifacio, one of the most prominent figures in Philippine history who played a key role in the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonization. He is also known as the father of the Philippine Revolution and the founder of the Katipunan, a revolutionary society that led the fight for independence. The reverse of the coin carries the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas along with the coin's denomination and minting year, which in this case is 2011. The design of the seal symbolizes the central bank's commitment to maintaining price stability and supporting economic growth through responsible monetary policies. The 5-pointed star represents the guiding principles of integrity, excellence, patriotism, dynamism, and innovation, which are core values of the BSP. The 5 peso coin's history cannot be separated from the broader evolution of Philippine currency, which has seen transformations from pre-colonial barter systems to Spanish and American-era coinages, and eventually to the modern coins we see today. Each coin in Philippine history reflects a part of its journey through colonization, independence, and national identity building. It is worth noting that Andres Bonifacio's depiction on the coin marks a significant departure from previous coin designs, where leaders like Emilio Aguinaldo and Jose Rizal were traditionally featured. The inclusion of Bonifacio emphasizes the role of grassroots revolutionaries and the working class in shaping the Philippine nation, and in many ways the coin itself is a tribute to the Filipino spirit of resistance, bravery, and independence. The 5 peso coin in 2011 was widely circulated and used in everyday transactions, from street markets to public transportation to local shops. Its presence in the pockets and wallets of millions of Filipinos made it one of the most commonly used coins in the country. It was not only a piece of metal used for trade, but a symbol of national pride that connected everyday life with the broader historical narrative of the Filipino people. As collectors and historians examine this coin, they often look at mint marks, wear patterns, edge inscriptions, and overall condition, which can tell stories about the coin's journey through time. Some coins from this year may carry errors or unique minting characteristics that can increase their value and rarity, making them highly sought after in numismatic circles. The materials used in the 2011 5 peso coin also represent a balance between durability and cost-effectiveness. Nickel-plated steel was chosen for its resistance to corrosion and wear, which ensures that the coin can withstand years of circulation without losing its detail or structure. This also reflects the BSP's commitment to creating currency that is both practical for everyday use and economical for the government to produce. In terms of dimensions, the 2011 5 peso coin measures approximately 25 millimeters in diameter and has a thickness of about 1.9 millimeters, with a weight of 7.7 grams. Its round shape and smooth edge make it distinct among other coins in the series, and its silver color provides a neutral yet dignified appearance, fitting for a coin that commemorates a revolutionary hero. While the 2011 version continued the tradition of honoring Bonifacio on the 5 peso, coin changes were coming in the following years. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas began preparing for a transition to a new design which would eventually be released in the new generation currency coin series beginning in 2018. This new series featured updated designs, improved security features, and a complete overhaul of the denomination layout, including the 5 peso coin, which moved from featuring Bonifacio to featuring the national hero Jose Rizal once again. Despite this shift, the 2011 5 peso coin remains an important historical artifact, representing a unique period in Philippine numismatic history. It stands as a reminder of the country's revolutionary roots, the enduring legacy of Andres Bonifacio, and the ongoing evolution of national currency in response to economic, technological, and cultural developments. Collectors often prize the 2011 5 peso coin, not just for its design and historical associations, but for its role as a bridge between generations of currency. It marks the final years of the BSP coin series before the transition to the new generation series, and as such, it occupies a unique space in the timeline of Philippine coinage. Those who study these coins look for differences in strike quality, mint errors, variations in the seal, or even changes in the font and spacing of the inscriptions, all of which add layers of depth to the coin story. The production of the 5 peso coin in 2011 was handled by the security plant complex of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, located in Quezon City. This facility is responsible for minting and printing all Philippine coins and banknotes, and it adheres to strict standards of quality control and security to ensure the integrity of the nation's currency supply. The processes involved in minting a coin like the 5 peso include blanking, annealing, upsetting, striking, and inspection. Each step is crucial in ensuring the coin meets the specifications set by the BSP and can withstand years of circulation. Over time, coins like the 2011 5 peso develop wear patterns that reflect the history of their use, from being exchanged in bustling public markets to being used for fare payments in jeepneys and tricycles. Each scratch and blemish tells a story of its journey across the hands of millions of Filipinos. These signs of wear are not just signs of age, but are physical representations of the coin's connection to the life and movement of a nation. In this video, we will continue to explore the specific details of the 2011 5 peso coin, including its market value, its role in popular culture, the differences in mintage numbers across the years, and how it compares to other coins in the BSP series, whether you are a beginner. BSP series. Whether you are a beginner collector, a history enthusiast, or someone who simply wants to learn more about Philippine coins, this video is packed with valuable insights that will help you appreciate the rich legacy behind this small yet powerful symbol of national identity. So sit back and get ready for an in-depth journey through history, economy, and culture as we uncover everything there is to know about the 2011 5 peso coin and what makes it a standout piece in the world of numismatics. The coin's design in 2011 retained many of the original features introduced in the 1995 issue, with minor refinements to the surface texture and edge quality. It was minted using modern striking technologies that allowed for more consistent details and better resistance to wear. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas used advanced quality control measures during this time, ensuring that coins met exacting standards in terms of weight, metal content, and die alignment. Although most 2011 5 peso coins were struck to standard quality, some minor variations exist due to the high volume of production, making certain errors collectible. These can include off-center strikes, die cracks, misaligned prints, and doubled letters or numbers. These error coins are especially prized by numismatists who seek out rare or anomalous specimens for their collections. Looking at the economic context of 2011, the Philippines was experiencing steady growth, a stable inflation rate, and improving investor confidence under the administration of President Benigno Aquino III. The Philippine peso was performing well relative to other currencies and remittances from overseas. Filipino workers continued to bolster the economy. This relative financial stability allowed the BSP to focus on long-term improvements to the coinage system, including considerations for transitioning to a more secure, modern coin series, which would eventually be implemented in 2018. The BSP also conducted studies and surveys during this period to understand public opinion about coin design usability and security. Based on feedback, it became clear that some coins in the existing series, including the 5 Piso, were prone to confusion with others due to similar sizes and colors. In particular, the 5 Piso and 1 Piso coins were nearly identical in shape and appearance, leading to transactional errors and public frustration. While the 2011 version retained the original design, it played a role in informing future changes to the coinage system. In preparation for these changes, the 2011 coin served as a benchmark, helping the central bank evaluate circulation patterns, coin return rates, counterfeit resistance, and material performance. These evaluations influence decisions about the shape, size, color, and edge of the next generation of coins. The feedback from both vendors and consumers indicated a need for a distinct identity for each coin, which ultimately led to the redesign of the 5 Piso in 2017 into a non-agonal shape and the reintroduction of Jose Rizal as its featured hero. Numismatists studying the 2011 5 Piso coin today often examine it alongside other years in the series to identify trends and compare minting characteristics. The 2011 mintage numbers were among the higher in the BSP series, and the coins were distributed widely across all regions of the Philippines, from Luzon to Mindanao. Collectors typically look for coins that are in brilliant uncirculated condition, meaning they show no signs of wear and have retained their original luster. Such coins are harder to find as they were intended for circulation, not for collectors. And those that survive in pristine condition often come from bank rolls or mint sets. In addition to its value to collectors, the 2011 5 Piso coin continues to be used in educational settings as a teaching tool for students learning about Filipino history, economics, and culture. Teachers often use coins like this to illustrate real-life connections between historical figures and economic systems, while also fostering awareness of national identity and the evolution of Filipino society over time. As we approach the end of this section, we can see that the 2011 5 Piso coin represents far more than its face value. It is a product of revolutionary legacy, a marker of national pride, a reflection of economic conditions, and a part of the daily life of millions of people. Its continued presence in circulation and in coin collections around the world is a testament to the enduring relevance of Andres Bonifacio and the values he stood for.